Now, I'm just going to walk you through this a little bit, and then I'll show you some ways to vary it, and then I'll show you an example. So, right. So if you have a look, you'll see that awareness, discovery, exploring, and championing. So within any population, you will have a variety of levels of contribution, commitment, impact, and so, and this also comes into the volunteer principles of sort of volunteer management that I've sort of dug up that really apply here. So I'm going to go over each one of these and then we'll talk about the percentages. So awareness is making the assumption that people are not participating yet. So they're just observing. Discovery, and I'll show a little diagram in a second just so to clarify a little bit. Discovery is people who are really light touch, light commitment, low inclination, low interest, whatever you want to, so however you want to frame it. But basically they're going to be just doing one-off things here, there, very easy, not a lot of effort. Exploring is medium, so they're getting involved here or there, but nothing too in depth. And then championing, I mean, those are your champions, your enthusiasts. They're the people who are, you know, getting involved and putting in the time, putting in the effort, and helping to move things forward. I'll just go to the slide for a second. So here's just a quick characteristic description of each area. And again, you could modify these to what you feel like these particular segments would look like in your organization, but this just will give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So I'll just give you a sec to read through them. These are focused on an organization, but this could apply to anything, whether you're involving a community or if you're a nonprofit engaging volunteers, anything like that. But this sort of just gives you an idea. So I'm just going to go, and I'll send these slides so you'll be able to read through these in more detail. So I'm going to come back here now. So we've gone through those groups. Now, when you're looking at a population or a group of stakeholders, 70 to 80%, so if you look at discovery, so awareness, they're not participating yet. So once they start participating, you have the bottom three groups, segments. So discovery is light touch. 70 to 80% of your stakeholders will only ever be light touch, period, which is a huge amount of people. Your second group, exploring, medium touch, will only ever be 10 to 20%. And championing will only ever be 5 to 10%. So you will not get everybody to be championing. You will not get everyone to be exploring. Okay, so those will be your numbers. And we'll look at some examples in a minute, but it's just this idea that, like, for example, training usually ends up in exploring. So if you put out something new, a new technology, let's say, and you create training for it, at most you'll probably get 20% of people to ever do the training ever. So for example, a discovery activity for that information could be, you could take all of the key messages from the training and do a comms campaign around it. So although it would be really fantastic and helpful if everyone did the training, but since the training is not mandatory, if you created a comms campaign with key messages, that could go out to discovery. So